Welcome to the Women's History 2023 quiz. We'll test your knowledge of the amazing achievements and milestones of 22 women around the world. Let's start. First things first, Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first what? Is she the first Supreme Court justice without an Ivy League degree, the first black female justice, or the first without a single vote from the Senate minority party? Well, she's the first black female justice in the Supreme Court's 200-plus year history and the second to be confirmed without a single vote from the Senate minority party. Harvard Law School graduate, public defender, and 8-year trial court judge, Jackson's resume is jaw-dropping. Do you remember why WNBA player Brittany Griner was arrested and detained in Russia? Did she test positive for illegal drugs while competing, tweet anti-war slogans, or was caught with hashish oil in her luggage? It's the last one. Russian Customs Service found vape cartridges with hashish oil in her luggage. The U.S. had released Griner after months in the Russian prison in exchange for arms dealer Victor Bout. Now this. Élisabeth Borne became France's second female prime minister in 2022. Who was the first? Was it Yvette Rowdy, Elisabeth Guigou, or Edith Cresson? It's Edith Cresson, who left office due to corruption charges. In May 2022, Élisabeth Borne, a Macron ally, became France's first female prime minister in 30 years and the second in modern French history. Karine Jean-Pierre is the first White House press secretary to be what? Is she the first openly gay, black, or both? She's both. President Joe Biden appointed Jean-Pierre to replace Jen Psaki as spokeswoman, making her the first black woman and the first openly gay person to hold the high-profile position. Kudos. Why did Serena Williams step away from tennis after the U.S. Open? Was it to focus on having a second child, running for political office, or focus on her wellness? It's to focus on having a second child and being a mother, a fashion maker, and a venture capitalist. Which leader had the shortest tenure of any British Prime Minister? Was it Boris Johnson, George Canning, or Liz Truss? Liz Truss quit just 45 days after she was appointed by the late Queen Elizabeth in her final days, breaking the record for the shortest tenure of any British Prime Minister. Who was Anna May Wong? Was she the first Chinese-American CEO, the first Chinese-American spy, or the first Chinese-American movie star? Anna May Wong is known as the first Chinese-American Hollywood movie star, the first Asian-American film star, and the first Chinese-American actress to gain international recognition. Plus, in 2022, she became the first Asian American to grace U.S. currency. The U.S. Mint promised over 300 million Anna May Wong quarters. Who was Mahsa Amini? Was she the 17-year-old shot in Afghanistan, the 22-year-old killed by Iran's morality police, or the 16-year-old killed by Iran's Revolutionary Guards? In September 2022, Iranian authorities accused Mahsa Amini of not following the country's hijab rules and detained her. 3 days later, Amini was found dead. Her death triggered protests throughout Iran, particularly in her hometown of Sanandaj, where the situation turned violent. Where did Queen Elizabeth's coffin end up? Was it Westminster Hall, Buckingham Palace, or Windsor Castle? Windsor Castle is the final destination for the Queen's coffin, specifically the King George VI Memorial Chapel. Interestingly, Prince Philip's coffin also resides in the same chapel. St. George's Chapel has long been the final resting place for British royals, and 10 former monarchs, including the Queen's mother and father, are buried there. Who is this charismatic leader? Is it Hungary's first female president, Britain's third female prime minister, or Italy's first female premier? The answer is Giorgia Meloni, leader of the far-right party Brothers of Italy. She became Italy's first female premier in September 2022. As a leader, she has promised to crack down on illegal immigration. Let's hope that Italy's government doesn't become too melancholy. Who is the first Latina in the U.S. Senate? Is it Catherine Cortez Masto, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or Kamala Harris? Catherine Cortez Masto, a Democratic senator, was re-elected in November 2022, securing her party's control of the Senate during the next 2 years of President Joe Biden's term. While the Republicans took control of the House of Representatives, Cortez Masto's win made history, as she was the first Latina in the U.S. Senate. Which LA record does Karen Bass hold? Was she the second woman and first black person, the first Jewish and second Mexican American, or the first woman and second black person elected mayor? Karen Bass was sworn in as the first female and second black mayor of Los Angeles in December. Before her, Eric Garcetti served as LA's first Jewish mayor and second consecutive Mexican American. Bass's first act as mayor was to declare a state of emergency on homelessness. What charges was Maria Ressa, the founder of Rappler, acquitted of in the Philippines? Was it terrorism, tax evasion, or assault? In January 2023, Maria Ressa, a veteran journalist and Nobel laureate, was acquitted of tax evasion charges in the Philippines. Ressa has been charged with several civil and criminal offenses since 2018 in what's considered an attempt to silence the press. How old was Jacinda Ardern when she became New Zealand's Prime Minister? 47, 27, or 37 years old? She was a mere 37. Announcing her resignation in January, Jacinda Ardern will not run in New Zealand's 2023 general election. Ardern faced growing criticism at home despite being lauded globally for handling the coronavirus pandemic. She is the second world leader to give birth while in office. Who is Nikki Haley? Is she an ex-UN ambassador, a former astronaut, or an ex-US senator? Haley served as the U.S. ambassador to the UN during the Trump administration and was governor of South Carolina from 2017 to 2018. She announced her presidential run in February 2023, making her the first Republican candidate to run against former President Trump this year. Jennifer Hudson won which awards during her career? Oscar and Grammy, Oscar, Grammy, Emmy, and Tony, or just Oscar, Grammy, and Emmy? Hudson won an Oscar in 2007 for her role in Dreamgirls, 2 Grammys for the cast album of 2015's The Color Purple, and a 2021 Daytime Emmy Award for an interactive animated short for which she was an executive producer. With a Tony win for A Strange Loop, she joined in June 2022 the select group of people who have won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, aka EGOT. Zoe Saldana stars in which movie franchises? Is she in Avatar: The Suicide Squad and Star Wars? Or was it Avatar: Guardians of the Galaxy and Star Trek? Or maybe Fast and Furious, Aquaman, and Mission Impossible? Zoe Saldana is dominating the all-time box office list with her roles in 3 major movie franchises: Avatar, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Star Trek. She has been in all the top 3 highest-grossing films of all time, which no other performer has ever achieved. What is the name of Madonna's 2023 World Tour? Is it the Queen's Retirement, the Celebration Tour, or the Madonna Experience? Madonna is hitting the road again with the Celebration Tour, taking fans on a journey through her 4-decade career. The pop icon promises to bring the same energy and excitement as she did on her earlier tours, despite being in her 60s. What did Rihanna reveal during the Super Bowl halftime show in 2023? Is she pregnant with her second child, going on a worldwide tour, or starting a maternity fashion line? During the Super Bowl halftime show, Rihanna gave her fans a big surprise. She's pregnant with her second child. She also rocked custom-made pieces by Lo and Aliyah during her performance. What will the Barbadian hero do next? As of February 2023, how many Black people have achieved EGOT status? Is it 2, 4, or 16 people? After Whoopi Goldberg, John Legend, and Jennifer Hudson, Viola Davis is the fourth Black person to achieve EGOT status. She won the Grammy for narrating the audiobook of her memoir Finding Me in February 2023 to become the 18th person ever to win a competitive Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Which of these artists made history at the 2023 Grammy Awards? Was it Jennifer Lopez, Beyoncé, or Adele? Beyoncé made history at the 2023 Grammy Awards by winning a record-breaking 32nd Grammy, overtaking the late conductor George Solti. This year, the Queen Bey has cemented her place in music history. And finally, speaking of cemented achievements, who holds the record for most simultaneous top 10 hits on Billboard's Hot 100 charts? Are we talking about Drake here? Or is it Michael Jackson or Taylor Swift? Of course, Taylor Swift made history on the Hot 100 chart by occupying all the top 10 spots for the first time in Billboard's history. Her album Midnights also charted 20 songs in its debut week, breaking yet another record. Sorry Drake, but it looks like Swift is the new king of the charts. And that's all for this year's Amazing Women quiz. Stay tuned for trivia updates and more quizzes from HowSmart.net.